برای سخنران بعدیمون رویا خانم بهمردیان از سارا و هروش خواهش میکنم که بیان. Sarah Kasravi is 16 years old and a junior at Huntington Beach High School. She has been attending classes here at California Zoroastrian Center since she was old enough to sign up, and is so thankful that she did, and continues to do so because through these Farsi classes and the programs, she has met some of her best friends. In her free time, she enjoys playing volleyball and spending time with her friends and family. Herosh Jozavi is 17 and is junior at Woodbridge High School in Irvine. He plays water polo in the Woodbridge High School varsity team. He is also a member of the Latin club in his high school. His interest in Latin language is due to the ambition in pursuing a future career as a doctor. He enjoys science and computers. Herosh likes to spend quality time with his family and friends and likes to see everyone get along well and be happy. Herosh is working as a volunteer at the local hospital. Ever since he moved from Oklahoma to California in 2004, Herosh has been a member of the California Zoroastrian Center and made a number of really good friends. He understands the significance of and does his best to apply the good thoughts, good words, and good deeds, the principles of Zarathustra in his daily life. Please welcome me, Sarah and Herosh.
Roya Behmardian is a 19-year-old student at Irvine Valley College, hoping to transfer as a psychology major. She's not sure about her career goals, but she knows that she wants to positively impact and work with kids, partly because they behold such a joyous demeanor. And if things go well, she dreams of eventually having her own TV show called Risin' with Roya. Growing up, Roya was surrounded by people who helped her understand the Zoroastrian philosophy and culture, her mom especially. She attended Persian, Avesta, and ethics classes here regularly from the time she was 6 until she was 18. During that span of time, her role in event performances at Daramer ranged from participating in Nowruz plays to singing the Jashnas Mehregan song with her peers. Roya values every winter camp, every game of Capture the Flag, and every lesson learned within this here California Zoroastrian Center. She admits that each memory gained with every friend made here will always remain significant aspects of her life. After attending an interfaith forum with the CZC teen class, Roya was encouraged to host a similar forum at her high school. She wanted to discuss their own beliefs. She wanted her classmates to both learn about Zoroastrianism and also comfortably discuss their own beliefs. This is a testament to the effectiveness of teen class at Dahrameh and the equality teachers that run it. She currently works at an after-school child development program sponsored by the city of Irvine, and has been writing articles for the Zoroastrian Chehrnameh magazine for about a year now. Besides watching Modern Family, writing is one of her passions. Being only 19, Roya realizes the library of knowledge she has yet to learn about. Yet she wants to inspire those who read her articles by incorporating the universal applications of Zoroastrian messages. She hopes to make people happy by writing about what she has learned, both from taking classes and from being constantly reminded of Zoroastrianism's righteous and motivating nature while growing up.
رویا بهمردیان 19 سال دارد و دانشجوی کالج ایرواین ولی می باشد. امیدوار است که در رشته روانشناسی ادامه تحصیل دهد. رویا مطمئن نیست که در آینده چه کاره خواهد شد، ولی دوست دارد کاری رو در پیش گیرد که بتواند با بچه‌ها کار کند و به آنها کمک کند، برای اینکه بچه‌ها دنیای شاد و بانشاطی دارند. اگر همه چیز خوب پیش برود، او آرزو دارد که روزی برنامه صبحگاهی به نام Rising with Roya را داشته باشد. رویا در محیطی بزرگ شده است که اطرافش را افرادی گرفتند که به او در فراگیری فلسفه و آداب و رزومه دین زرتشت کمک کردند. از جمله مادر او خیلی در این راه مؤثر بوده است. رویا از سن 6 سالگی تا 18 سالگی در کلاس‌های اوستا، فارسی و اصول اخلاقی که در دهر برگزار می‌شوند به طور مداوم شرکت کرده است. در این مدت 12 سال او در نمایشنامه‌ها و سرودهایی که برای برنامه‌های نوروزی، مهرگان و غیری در این دهر اجرا شده است به همراهی همکلاسانش شرکت کرده است. رویا برای تمامی‌های کمپ‌های زمستانی، بازی‌ها و درس‌هایی که توسط اینها که در این دهر تشکیل شده است ارزش قائل بوده و است. او تصدیق می‌کند که تمام خاطراتی که او با دوستانش در اینجا به دست آورده برای همیشه جنبه مهمی در زندگی وی خواهد داشت. رویا بعد از شرکت کردن در برنامه Interfaith Youth Forum به همراهی همکلاسانش در کلاس جوانان مرکز تشویق شد که نمونه ای از آنها را در دبیرستانش ایجاد کند. هدف او این بود که همکلاسی‌هایش درباره دین زرتشت یاد بگیرند و همچنین بتواند به راحتی باورهایشان را با همدیگر بحث کنند که این نشاندهندگی تأثیر کلاس‌های جوانان درمر و آموزگارهایی که این کلاس‌ها را درس می‌دهند میباشد. در حال حاضر رویا در برنامه‌ای به اسم Child Development Program که توسط شهر ایرواین پشتیبانی می‌شود و بچه‌ها بعد از مدرسه به آنجا می‌رود کار می‌کند. همچنین مقالاتی برای مجله چهره‌نمای مرکز در حدود 1 سال است که می‌نویسد. به جز تماشا کردن سریال تلویزیونی Modern Family، نوشتن یکی از کارهایی است که او دوست دارد انجام دهد. رویا می‌داند که کتابخانه دانش او راه درازی تا پر شدن دارد. او هنوز می‌خواهد درخواست کند از کسایی که نوشته‌های او را می‌خوانند، پیام‌های اشو زرتشت را به گوش دیگران هم برسانند. رویا امیدوار است که افراد را به نوشتن مقالاتی در زمینه دین زرتشت که از طریق کلاس‌های دهرمر و خانواده‌اش یاد گرفته است خوشحال کند. بیایید تا با هم به رویا بهمردیان خوش آمدی بگوییم.
If Zarathustra was alive and craving pancakes today, I take him and my family to the local IHOP where they serve yummy food in a friendly mood, and I tell him one thing, and that is a simple yet heartfelt thank you very much. Thank you first for allowing me to understand the guidelines to be a righteous person, and for being the catalyst that's welcomed me into a loving Zoroastrian community. But there's one more thing I must commend you for, and that is the profound implications behind what I believe is one of your most important messages, that the purpose of life is to renew this existence. Or as you said in the Gathas, Acha toi vaim chiyama yoi im ferashem kernaun ahum, translated as, and may we be among those who renew this existence. Why is this message so important? Fellow friends, you so curiously ask. Over the course of history, many philosophers have tried to answer the question, how do you live a meaningful life? Well, it may be that following Zarathustra's message about renewing this existence is the key to making us feel happy, making us feel purposeful, And more important than anything, renewing this existence allows our lives to become more meaningful. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but deep down inside, isn't that what we're all longing to find in our lives? We all have personal goals, whether it's learning to play the sand tour like my Khala Manas is doing, or finally having reside mive to offer your neighbors after protecting with your life your backyard pomegranate trees from annoying and sometimes pretty scary crows, like my Khala Manas does. But I think the ultimate goal for most of us is pretty much the same. In the end, we all want to stand up and say, my life meant something. My life was a happy one. My life mattered. But oftentimes, given the complicated nature of living in such a demanding, advanced world, we feel that finding permanent happiness does not come simply. Partly it's because we're constantly bombarded by toughy questions with even tougher answers. Questions like, how can I find a job I genuinely love while still making enough money to make comfortably? Or, how do I avoid taking advantage of life's greatest blessing, the midday nap, so I can keep up with my responsibilities as a parent or a student and still not be tired? Despite all this madness, I've come to learn that there are people who have succeeded in living purposeful lives. And Zarathushtri or not, aware of Zarathustra's message or not, the way they succeeded in finding a sort of permanent happiness came because they did exactly what Zarathustra advocated from the very beginning. They spent their lives renewing this existence. Now, I'm only 19 and far from being a scholar. The things I say come from the heart and are based off what I've learned and mere observation. And what I've noticed is that Zarathustra's message about the purpose of life may be the backbone to every righteously purposeful thought and action witnessed by the modern world. According to myself and a German philosopher named Martin Heidegger that I recently read about, humans renew this existence in two ways. First, by creating, and secondly, by preserving. When doing those two things, we're then able to exist meaningfully, or as Heidegger would put it, we can dwell on this earth poetically. Zarathustra's message can also be pursued on a smaller scale. It inspires us to create personal meaning in our lives, meaning that can be sought by creating memories with your family or preserving old traditions with your friends, traditions that may only make sense to a select few people. And that's where meaning comes from. It comes through creating things, whether it be as personal as a memory or as revolutionary as an iPhone, and through preserving things, preserving the earth through environmentalism, preserving humanity through charity work, and so forth. So in spite of everything sad and everything heartbreaking spurred by the 21st century, the present, ladies and gentlemen, has been the home of quality progress in the environmental sense, the humanitarian sense, and in the creative sense. And these are all ways that people renew this existence and consequently have lived meaningfully. And in such a way, Zarathustra's message has been embedded into the modern notion of progress in the 21st century. Now, I'm no expert on the environment, but as proven by the number of people from Greenpeace who have stopped and talked to me on the way of walking to class, forcing me to delay the eating of my taco, you don't have to be an expert to realize that people are becoming more cautious about saving the earth. And though those teeny tiny smart cars may be too cute for some of you to handle, they are a step in the right direction. This is, as Zarathustra would put it, an example of both following the path of Asha and respecting the elements, two concepts he adamantly advocated. Things like having friends who constantly remind me to recycle, and realizing that yes, water bottles are becoming harder to open because of their smaller, more eco-friendly necks are examples of contributions to the earth itself. And anyone who chooses to help the environment is doing something that matters, is living a life that matters beyond a personal level and is maintaining the very place that allows for, as Heidegger would put it, a place for humans to dwell and to otherwise further create and further preserve. Furthermore, according to the November 7th, 2011 issue of the New York Times, the U.S. Federal Reserve, which is the United States' central banking system, is attempting to replace the dollar bill with the dollar coin in the United States. Why, you ask? Because it's more eco-friendly. It all comes back to finding ways to live more meaningfully. As I mentioned previously, the way we renew this existence and live purposefully is by creating and by preserving. Well, it seems to me that being environmentally conscious is the most comprehensive form of preserving, because we're preserving the very place we live. And for anyone who chooses to be environmentally conscious and to contribute in that way, well, that alone represents the markings of a valuable life. And then there's the creative ones, the people who, through productive thinking, have created something designed to advance and improve our world. In a very literal way, they renew this existence by improving it. Now, I have this goal that the inventions I thought of between commercial breaks of The Cosby Show will eventually become sold worldwide. One such invention is a foot massager built directly into your shoe, called the Shoesage. And another is an alarm clock built directly into your bed, so when it vibrates, you just fall off and there you go, good morning. Now, I reckon the Shoesage and what I like to call the wake-up sleepyhead alarm clock bed won't be as successful as the products of Mr. Steve Jobs, who, through innovative thinking, revolutionized the accessibility of technology in the 21st century with his Apple products. And let's not forget, the man gave us Pixar. And my inventions definitely won't be as monumental as when in 2004, the FDA approved the first artificial heart, perfected by Dr. Robert Jarvik. Nevertheless, I have this dream of creating something that will hopefully help a lot of people. Why? Because using the gift of human creativity to help the world in some way is quite a commendable method of giving your life purpose, of making it matter on the global scale. But then again, people often forget that creating something that uplifts humanity can be done in a variety of ways. For example, it could be done through writing something that offers a refreshing viewpoint, from a poem to a sports article, to writing music that's genuine or uplifting, thus allowing millions of strangers to connect to it and even sometimes be inspired by it. Such innovation is the most public form of creating. And certain artists, writers, people like Steve Jobs and Dr. Robert Jarvik have undoubtedly lived valuable lives because they contributed and improved our world. They renewed this existence, and I think Zarathustra would agree. And yet, there's another aspect of the modern world that Zarathustra would define as renewing this existence. And that is the countless volunteer and charity work that many people selflessly dedicate their lives to. I was recently inspired by who I believe is a model Zarathustra to learn about a San Francisco-based charity called Room to Read, which started in the year 2000 with the goal of providing every child with an education. Years later, in a 2010 status report, 1,450 schools and over 12,000 libraries have been built. 6 million children in impoverished regions have benefited. And it's all because of the people who take advantage of one of the most crucial and some would say uniquely human qualities. It's the fact that we can care a lot about others, even about the people we've never met before. Now, of course, this is just one example, and there are copious amounts of organizations whose only intent is to help people, or animals, and to preserve humanity. Preserve is again the key word here. And the people who help others simply because it's the right thing to do, the ones who donate their time and money in order to help humanity are absolutely living meaningfully. And just maybe, it'd be safe to say that their lives become not only helpful, but also necessary in bettering the human condition. In fact, one translation of Zarathustra's message writes that doing good to others is not a duty. It is a joy, for it increases our own health and happiness. So helping others is a way to obtain genuine, untainted, and righteous happiness, which may just be the most fulfilling thing that following Zarathustra's message can give us. So as shown, Zarathustra's insistence that humans renew this existence is a piece of advice that many good people knowingly or unknowingly have followed, whether it be through preserving the earth, through using the mind to improve our society, or giving a helping hand to someone who needs it. And I suppose this right here, this is the beauty of Zoroastrianism. It's universally applicable, and more often than not, one doesn't have to be Zoroastrian in the traditional sense to follow the path of Asha and to live the way Zarathustra felt was a righteous way to live. You don't have to be officially Zarathushti to do Zarathushti things. So how do you live a meaningful life? Through creating and through preserving, aka through renewing this existence. As a final note, fulfilling life's purpose can be done in a multitude of ways. And I find that the moments I feel really happy are when I'm creating memories with the people I love. And just maybe, something as personal and considerably small as a late-night venture to a Denny's, a wholesome choice, or even an IHOP with the people you care about is a way to renew this existence, because it becomes something meaningful that wasn't there before. In that sense, we may not be renewing this existence as a whole, but we are bettering our own existence as well as the people around us. Creating good memories refreshes our own existence. I suppose it's about understanding all our options regarding how to live meaningfully and how to improve our world, and then trying to take advantage of all the ones we can. Whether it's creating something that contributes in some way, volunteering at a hospital, or going to a beach cleanup, but all the while remembering to cherish the times you're hanging with your buddies, to preserve the memories. And then at the end, we can stand up and say, my life mattered. My life meant something. My life was a happy one. So if Zarathustra was alive today, I'd also thank him for one last thing. Thank you for being the reason why I am so proud of my religion. I am so proud to be Zoroastrian. You thought of your message about the purpose of life thousands of years ago, and it's still relevant today. Your message is timeless and will remain this way. Thank you.
با سپاس از رویا جان، لطفاً اگر سوالی دارید بفرمایید.
Thank you, Roya, for the very interesting topic that got us to think about and pursue. Now we open to relevant questions. Anyone?
Khanem
I am Khanem Anas. I don't have any question. All I want to say is how proud I am of her. She's so good. She just makes me feel like I am so proud to be a member of your family. Thank you, Roya. Thank you, Khale Mitra, for giving birth to her, you know. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Roya, that was an absolutely beautiful speech. And I was just wondering, you mentioned that the U.S. Federal Reserve wants to change the dollar bill to a dollar coin, and I was wondering what kind of effect that would have on the environment.
Well, that is a very excellent question, Hinda. And the reason why I mentioned that the Federal Reserve wants to switch from the dollar bill to the dollar coin is because though a coin costs more to make, it's actually more durable than the dollar bill. While the lifespan of a dollar bill is 7 to 10 years, a coin can last up to 30 years. And so though it's more inconvenient, it's more eco-friendly in that way, and also when a dollar bill reaches its lifespan, it's shredded and put into landfills. Coins, on the other hand, are recycled, which is why, and it's also interesting to note that the United States is the only industrialized country not to have switched its base unit of currency to a coin. And the Federal Reserve has tried 3 times in the past 40 years to switch the dollar coin. And though it is inconvenient, they're trying to do it again because it's more eco-friendly. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.